Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a really defining moment in 20th century history, the Liberation War of Bangladesh in 1971. It was this intense 9-month struggle for independence from Pakistan. It kicked off March 26th, ended December 16th. We're going to try and uncover the key moments and, the huge human story behind it all.
Absolutely. And it's crucial to get that this wasn't something that just flared up suddenly. It was really the boiling point after years, decades even, of political cultural tension. You had East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, feeling more and more sidelined. Their calls for autonomy, their cultural identity, like the Bengali language itself, just weren't being respected by West Pakistan. Remember the language movement? That was a huge part of the background.
Right, that simmering tension. So you have this backdrop, and then the 1970 elections happen. The Awami League, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's party, wins this landslide majority. How did that election victory become the spark? What happened right after?
Well, that win should have been straightforward, right? A clear democratic mandate. But the Pakistani military leadership, they just refused to accept it. Flat out refused to let the Awami League form a government. And that refusal led directly, very quickly, to Operation Searchlight on March 25th, 1971.
Operation Searchlight.
Yeah, it was a brutal military crackdown, systematic. We're talking immediate, widespread violence,
Yeah.
mass killings, targeted attacks, horrific sexual violence, and just millions becoming refugees overnight, is designed to crush the Bengali nationalist spirit.
And the response from East Pakistan, equally decisive, it sounds like, a declaration of independence, March 26th. And that lit the fuse for the war itself. Tell us about the fighters, the Mukti Bahini. How did they even stand up to the army?
Bukti Bahini.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were quite remarkable. A real people's army. You had soldiers from the East Pakistan, rifles and regiment defecting, but also just countless ordinary civilians. Students, farmers, workers, they used guerrilla tactics incredibly effectively, knowing the terrain, the rivers, the villages, and they had immense popular support, which was vital.
But the cost. You mentioned millions displaced. What was the human toll in terms of lives lost?
The estimates are just staggering. Around 3 million people are believed to have been killed in those 9 months. 3 million. And the refugee crisis. Over 10 million people fled, mostly pouring into neighboring India. It's one of the largest, fastest displacements of people in modern history.
10 million refugees. It's almost impossible to comprehend that scale.
Yeah.
So the war raged on, this fierce guerrilla conflict, until December 16th, 1971. What happened then?
That's the day the Pakistani military forces formally surrendered in Dhaka. It marked the end of the war and, crucially, the birth of Bangladesh as an independent nation.
And India's involvement was pretty critical at that stage, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. India's intervention in early December, providing direct military support to the Mukti Bahini and engaging Pakistani forces, was decisive in bringing the conflict to a swift conclusion.
A complex picture, definitely.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is the legacy, that victory, December 16th. It's not just history on a page in Bangladesh. It's this incredibly powerful symbol of courage, unbelievable resilience, the sheer will to fight for freedom against terrible odds. That's why it's celebrated every year as Victory Day. It really resonates.
So we've traced this arc today from those long-standing tensions through the election crisis, the horrific violence, the incredible resistance, and finally, independence. For you listening, what's the takeaway here? What does this story from 1971 really mean?
Well, I think it's more than just recounting a historical event. The Bangladesh Liberation War is this profound testament to collective spirit, what people can endure and what they'll sacrifice for self-determination. Makes you think, doesn't it? About how these acts of incredible resilience shape a nation's identity, how they can inspire others fighting for their own freedoms, even today. It's a powerful reminder of that human desire to chart your own course.